This week's portion highlights a rabbinic turn of phrase known as Ma'aseh Avot Siman Levanim. That is, the actions of our ancestors serve as a sign or foreshadowing for their descendants. So this week's portion, VaYeishev, begins the final saga in the book of Genesis of Joseph and his family. So from this week's portion through the end of the book, our attention now turns to that last generation of the family of our patriarchs and matriarchs. And this story itself is filled with plot twists and turns that not only make for dramatic reading, but because it is a religious story, it makes for much symbolism and meaning for future generations as well. Because the story isn't just another piece of wonderful literature that can be compared with Shakespeare or Homer's Odyssey or any other great work of fiction, because these chapters do stand alone as a beautiful work of fiction, but because it is in the Torah, we are supposed to learn religious, moral, and ethical values as well. So everything that happens to the family of Jacob and his children, which are the future 12 tribes of Israel, are really impactful for what happens in the rest of Jewish history. The fact that the brothers put Joseph into a pit and then sell him into slavery foreshadows, of course, the fact that our ancestors were slaves in Egypt. How the brothers treat one another with contempt and with not much love at all serves as a sign for how the future tribes of Israel in the land of Israel treated one another and lacked the unity that was so required in building a very strong and powerful nation. And so all of these things from the story, Maaseh Avot Siman Levanim, teaches us about how important it is not only in our personal lives in order to treat one another with respect, to try to achieve the greatest effort possible of being as religiously and morally and ethically good as possible. We understand the ripple effect that our actions can have for future generations as well. Everything we do not only impacts our life, but impacts the lives of other people that we come into contact with. And so we always have to be vigilant, we always have to be careful about what we do, and we always have to learn this lesson that everything that we do can have an impact and a lasting effect. Shabbat Shalom.